Thanks, Mike. It's actually my 8th year. So you got 38 years as pitching coach, 8 years in development, 46 years. Started working here when I was 7 years old. I too would like to congratulate the class and especially the committee. I'm on the Kansas Baseball Hall of Fame Selection Committee, and I don't think people realize how difficult the selection process is. Well, this year, like most years, but I'll say every year, but this year you knocked it out of the park. You start talking about Casey Williams, Alex Harden, Taryn Torgerson, and Charlie Giaudrone, who I'm going to tell you a little bit about. Just what an amazing class. When Charlie called me or texted me and asked me to introduce him, I was excited because I thought, okay, that's going to be easy. I'll go 2 or 3 minutes, and I started taking notes, and it's like, oh my God, I don't want to be that guy that stays up here forever and kills the mood, so I'm going to try to have some pace. And then this afternoon, we spent like 2 or 3 hours together telling stories, laughing. You know, it seemed like yesterday, you know, all the stuff I had to say, but I'll be honest, right now I am nervous. It has nothing to do with my speech. It has everything to do with what the hell stories he's going to tell about me. Be nice. Charlie Giaudrone, you could make a case that he is the model Wichita State student baseball player recruit. First of all, as a model recruit, when I went to work for Gene Stevenson in 1978, one of Gene's big deals was he handed me a list of about 100 scouts, said, get to know these guys. These are the guys we're going to learn. We're going to find out who can play. We'll go see them, but that's who you build relationships with. And what we always did, if you talk about Wichita State baseball, you know, you talk about Joe Carter, Phil Stevenson, Darren Dreifert, Braden Looper, Pelfrey, all the guys that were first-round drafts, and we had like 16 of them. We've had like 50 big leaguers. So we like, don't get me wrong, we love that. But what defines Wichita State baseball is that tenacious, nobody's gonna beat us. When Charlie was here, people didn't like Wichita State, okay? They didn't wanna play us, and we kicked people's butts, and we enjoyed doing it, okay? But we went and found that guy that was the tenacious, nobody wanted, or maybe, you know, he wasn't getting the love he deserved, but Gene's deal was always, we're going to outwork everybody. Well, in 1988, there was a scout, Bill Priest, San Francisco Giants. He said, Brent, there's a pitcher in Oklahoma, you need to go see him. He said, I'm going to draft him, but he needs to go to college. I would send him out, but he's a great student. You need to go see him. So I went down to Edmond, Oklahoma, supposed to watch Charlie. It rained. I went down to Oklahoma City, he didn't pitch. So it was like 3 or 4 times. Finally, I saw him in a Sun Belt tryout, throw 2 innings, and it was like the biggest no-brainer in history. On the way back, I called Priest, I said, dude, you're right. And then I get back to Gene, I say, Gene, we gotta go after this guy. And Gene was great about, okay, if you feel it, let's go. So we got Charlie in, speed up the story, he commits, and we're feeling good about it. But the thing, when you went into Oklahoma, you better go in incognito because they have all these spies down there that are going to tell Oklahoma and Oklahoma State about who Wichita State's offering, okay? So we got him in, got him up, got the offer to Charlie, and he commits. So we snuck in, got a guy, I'm sure he can elaborate that, but to me that makes him the perfect recruit because we got a kick out. I was from Perry, Oklahoma, Gene's from Guthrie. We got a kick out of going in and getting Oklahoma dudes, and we got our share. Charlie, one of them. Number 2, you could say he's a model student. Model Wichita State student recruit. I'll just say one thing. He was the 1992 National Academic Player of the Year. I mean, I could rattle off degrees and GPAs and all that. National Academic Player of the Year. Wow, dude. I forgot about that until it's like you wanted me to introduce you, and I'm like, I forgot, good stuff. Third thing, the model student athlete. The model student athlete. I got to kind of throw myself under the bus here. 1988, we go to the College World Series, we get third. We got everybody back but 4 guys. So we're feeling good in 89. We have a deep pitching staff, and we had a good recruiting class. Tyler Grant, Darren Paxton, Ryan Bizard, and Charlie. So we go to the fall. Most freshmen struggled, and I think Charlie was a little bit up and down as well, so that was fine. Well, I remember we're over doing our running at Coke Arena. I was Henry Levitt at the time. And I approached Charlie, and I said, Charlie, there's something I want to put in your ear. We don't need to make a decision now or next week, but you might think about redshirting. We got a deep pitching staff, and you might think about that. And he said, well, I understand. He said, but I'm going to be here 4 years. I'm going to foot doctor school, med school, and I'll be here 4 years, so it's going to do me no good. So I said, okay. He said, just, you talk about betting on yourself. He said, I'll take what I can get. So we're trying to sneak him in innings early and find out what he can do. Well, here's what he did. Do a no-hitter against Fordham in Hawaii. Mid-season, we're playing Texas Tech. I can remember like it's yesterday, over at X Stadium. And a very good Texas Tech team, he's just shoving it. Ball's moving about like that. He's just shoving it. It's about the 4th or 5th inning. Gene's coaching third. Motions me over there. I said, yeah, what's up? He said, we were thinking about redshirting this guy? Finished the athlete thing, won a huge game in the Fresno Regional against Michigan to send us College World Series. Starts in a game we beat Florida State in the College World Series. And then his senior year, 13-2 with the 2.17 ERA. People that don't follow baseball, it's pretty good. In the crazy bat era. So, and then to finish it up, I think you could say safely, Charlie Giaudrone is the model alum. He's done very successful in business. I spent a lot of time with his family today. What a treat that was for me. But Phase 5 at X Stadium, he was one of the donors. Now, it was anonymous till right now. But he's one of the guys that said, look, I don't need my name on anything, but I want to help. So it's with great pleasure I introduce what I consider to be the model Wichita State baseball alum, Charlie Giaudrone.
So let me start with just, this is the highest honor, incredibly humbling experience that I can imagine. So thank you all. I got a really long list of thank yous. I understand I only have about 10 minutes, so we have to truncate that a little bit. I want to start just thanking God, all things made possible through him and his son, Jesus Christ. I want to thank the coaching staff. So Gene and Brent are here tonight. Lauren's not here. Those guys, tremendous, learned a lot. Baseball, life lessons from them. So thank the university and the administration. I want to start with the teammates I had. I had uber talented teammates. Brent mentioned that. I was starting to go through the list, and I started looking at the records. We were at 800 winning percentage when I was here. Just like the ERA, that's pretty darn good. I think I got the numbers here. It's like 235 and 59. It's amazing. So they lit up the scoreboard, played lights out defense, saved my butt multiple times when I needed it. But just a few of them, in case, see if you recognize any of these names. I played with all these guys, and I know I'm leaving some people out. Wedge, Brummett, Lansing, Mears, Audley, Cedeno, Newland, Forbes, Green, Paxton, Dreiferts, ×2. Blumas, ×2. Mirabelli, Wimmer, Steenstra, Jackson, Hall, Dennis, White, McLuhan, many others. So, the teammates are what made the success of this program. It started with the coaches. So blessed, and want to thank all them. I saw John and Carol here. I want to thank the Dreiferts. If you guys don't know, they took us in, kind of those that weren't from Wichita. Whenever we didn't have family around for a holiday, they would take us in and make dinner for us. And so I want to thank John and Carol for that as well. My high school coach, Randy Hughes. My family, so my mom and dad. So my mom's here. She's sitting right there at the table. She was the scorekeeper and, boo-boo kisser and, drying my tears when I struck out or when I lost a game. She was always there for us, so thank you, Mom. Love you. And my dad coached every team that I played on from the time I was 4 years old till I was in high school. And oh my gosh, just love me, love the game, love all sports. But he's not here tonight. He passed away way too young. I just want to tell Dad, I know he's looking down, that I want to thank him for all that he did for me too. My sisters, Kathy and Christy, are here. They were always supporting me, behind me, keeping me propped up. So thank you, sisters. My wife, Annette, my son Leo, my older son, got sick right before we came in, couldn't make it, but they never got to see me play college baseball. Annette got to see me play some semi-pro when I was about 27 and could kind of still throw a little bit, but maybe not quite as much, but thank you guys. So I reflected on a couple of learnings I had as a student athlete here, and I just want to share a couple of them with you. Brent touched on them. One, just the thing that I thought of, and I'll give you the shocker translation of that, is that fortune favors the prepared. The translation of that in shocker baseball is never be satisfied. You know, we were never satisfied. We were always working hard. We were always prepared. Brent already gave you the intro. I was the 5'10" right-handed pitcher, threw about 87, 88 miles an hour. You know, the big D1 schools, they're all closer to Wichita State than McAllister than I was. So none of that. They wanted me to be a privileged walk-on. Come on up, we'll give you a chance. So I was graduated. It was June after my senior year, heading to Oklahoma City University. Great program, awesome NAI program. Brent told you the story, so kind of came through. One of the things, what he left out, one of the times he came to see me pitch was in the high school state tournament, and I did not pitch that day. He saw me hit, though, and he commented about the style that I had. I went to a lot of Oklahoma State baseball camps as a kid. Actually, I had a dream of playing for Oklahoma State. Thank goodness that didn't come true. But he noted to me later that I looked like one of those pipe-swinging XYZers. He had some colorful statements he would have on the end of that. But he would take me on as a pitcher, and he saw something in me. I think Greg Brummett, had paved a way for a 5'10", 5'11", 6-foot right-handed pitcher that didn't throw, high 90s. And so Brent welcomed me in. He told that story. That was awesome. And what he didn't tell, kind of the end of it, when I signed with Wichita State, and kind of always being ready and never be satisfied, that I had pitched in another All-Star game, the Sun Belt or the Sooner State games. If you guys are from, I don't know if they still have that or not, where they divide the state in quadrants. And I was pitching against the Northeast. I was in the Southeast, and the Northeast was loaded. Roger Burnett, all these D1 guys, and I think I'll use your word, Brent. I lodged it that day. I think it's 7 innings, 14 strikeouts, and incredible. And so I was leaving the field and heading out, and all three of the coaches, Oklahoma State, Arkansas coaches, came back up and said, "Hey, remind me again where you're going to catch me up." And I said, I got this piece of paper. I'm handing it over here. Do you see that guy over there in the Wichita State hat? I'm going north. And one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And I think we were 22-5 against those guys over the 4 years I was here, and had quite a bit of success. So then Brent already introduced, kind of the never be satisfied. I had a choppy fall. He asked me to redshirt. I said, I'm only going to be here 4 years. So I waited for my opportunity. I worked my butt off, worked hard. One of the things my dad taught me, and it was principled here at Wichita State. And I had my chance. Got a few innings early, got to start. Brent already went through that. I found my way into I actually got injured right after that Texas Tech game, and it was out. A lot of people may not remember this, but I was out for like 8 weeks of the season. I missed like this 2/3 of the season. I was like determined to get back because I knew this was a special team in 1989. So I worked my butt off again, got back in. I got a couple innings in the last game of the season. Actually started the conference championship game. My only loss of the season, 5-1, but we lost to Indiana State, but we still got the #1 seed. Got my way into the regional and in the Michigan game. So the funny thing about that is about being prepared is that so we beat Michigan, had to meet them twice on the last day to get to Omaha in 1989. So Pat DeSedano threw a gem the first game. I think we beat them 2-1, and we have about 15 minutes between. This is like we're sitting in the dugout drinking a Gatorade and getting ready. Gene, Brent, Lauren all go out into left field. They're like this little huddle. They come back and said, "Giaudrone, you got the ball." I was like, I didn't have time to get nervous, but they entrusted me with the biggest game and gave me the opportunity. And then I had Bluma and Newland to clean up for me. So I think we made it to Omaha, and I was ready there in the Florida State elimination game. So that is really, that speaks to the tenacity and the never be satisfied that I came in with, and that it was only exemplified through the Wichita State athletics, and that's what made our team so special. The last thing I wanted to say is that the other thing is that Gene always preached and Brent always preached was teamwork, because we were always there together. You know, baseball is a true team sport. You know, you think about pitching maybe being a little more individual and hitting being a little more individual, but it is a team sport. So we were there to hold each other accountable, to prop each other up, to celebrate. And I still remember the never get too high in victory, never get too low in defeat. Stay even-keeled and care for each other and drive to win. And that was just the exemplified Wichita State baseball. So a little story, Brent mentioned the academics. Gene, I want to give you some props. I remember your speeches, Gene, every fall. We'd have a locker room full, like 40 people, all the walk-ons, and Gene would look around and reinforce the importance of academics. Kevin was talking about that, you know, and the great special ed student athletes that we have here. You know, I remember his speech. It was every year, same thing. Only one or two of you is ever going to make a living at baseball. So take advantage of your opportunity, get your degree, take your learnings, and live life to the fullest. And so, you know, most everybody in that room is looking around wondering what the other 39 schmucks are going to do for the rest of their life. Me, I gave up my delusions of Major League Baseball once I stepped on Wichita State campus and I saw what a Major League pitcher looked like. But anyway, so I was looking around trying to figure out who the one or two people were. Darren Dreifert always popped out, Tyler Green. Those are the kind of guys that pop out to you. But I want to thank the coaches, because the academic reinforcement really, and I saw that. I was talking with Tammy that this current set of student athletes, more broadly in baseball, just an outstanding performance in the classroom. And that's what it teaches us, is teamwork and balance, because that's what life is about. And Wichita State does that better than any other place in the world. So look forward to this year's season. I got to meet the new coaching staff a little bit earlier tonight, so I'm going to follow them very closely. I'm going to get a chance to watch them a couple of times this year when they're down in my neck of the woods. So look forward to that. Thanks again, everybody. I want to congratulate also the other inductees. So look forward to meeting and talking with you guys a little bit more tonight. But thank you all very much. This is the highest honor, and I'm incredibly humbled to be here tonight. Thank you.